This is for all the One Piece fans out there, or even people that are interested in getting into the story. If you've even vaguely glanced at my channel, you'll know that I'm a huge One Piece fan. It's one of my most favorite things, scratch that. It is my most favorite thing in the entire world. I've been watching it since I was a little kid, and I'm making videos about it now that I'm a mid-20-something. Speaking of being a mid-20-something, I think the absolute icing on the cake for me as a big One Piece fan is that me and One Piece share the same birthday. Granted, I was born in 99, but still, doesn't matter. One Piece and me have the same birthday, and that's just absolutely incredible. I can't believe out of every day we have the same birthday. So with that in mind, I decided that every July I would dedicate the entire month to posting non-stop One Piece content just to show my love and appreciation for the story that Otis created, as well as deepen my connections with the community, because I really appreciate all of you guys who interact with my channel. So I think it's very fitting for this video that I talk about why I love One Piece, as well as the appeal of One Piece. And I think it all starts right here with this boy right here. He starts off with nothing but a small boat, a barrel, and a dream, has no idea where he's going, but somehow he makes it all the way across the world, inspiring people along the way until he becomes one of the 4 greatest pirates on the seas. And that's not even his final stop. He's not going to stop until he becomes king of the pirates. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm completely aware that there are plenty of anime where there's a main character that has some grandiose dream of becoming some sort of important figure in their world, like Naruto trying to become Hokage. But it's not about the destination with One Piece, it's about the journey. During One Piece, we go to all these fantastical locations and we see Luffy interact with all different types of people from different races and backgrounds, and he inspires these people and he gives them hope. And it really is an inspiring tale to make you feel like you can follow your dreams and do anything. This is why I even appreciated the live action for what it was, because don't get me wrong, it's definitely flawed. It's definitely not a one-to-one replica of One Piece. However, I enjoyed the little character moments that we got along the way. It made the Straw Hats feel even more real than they already are. Like, what if normal people were placed into the setting and how would they interact? And I genuinely just loved seeing that. Another big underrated thing about One Piece is how it's been going on for almost 30 years. And I still laugh and jump out of my seat whenever I'm reading a new chapter, because Otis managed to keep his story so fresh and engaging with every new chapter that comes out each week. I'm looking forward to the new chapter that's going to come out this week on One Piece, because I just love turning each new page and learning more about the characters, the world, the power system, the food that they eat. It really doesn't matter. Otis is showing us crazier things with each new chapter. It's like he never runs out of ideas. How can you not love a show that's constantly repeating itself over and over and still finds a way to get you jumping out of your seat every time Oda does something? Now, those are just the reasons that I love One Piece. You gotta remember, this is the most popular manga in the entire world, and it's like the second or third highest selling book of all time, right behind Superman, which came out in the 40s. So why is that? What has caused people to gravitate towards this series so much, even after 30 years of serialization? Even in 1997, Shonen Jump and the manga industry as a whole were still highly competitive, especially after Dragon Ball just ended and there was a vacuum that needed to be filled by the next big thing. Nowadays, One Piece is known as the never-ending story, the super monolith that's way too long to start at this point. But at one point in its life, it had only 1 chapter. It had only 2 chapters. So what was the appeal of the story that people gravitated to all the way back in 1997 that allowed it to span into 30 years? My simple answer for this and the appeal of One Piece is the foundation of what it's been built on. So what I mean by this is that very early on in One Piece, Oda introduced us to the life lessons that would be vital to understanding the story of One Piece. Popular example being Chocho. Chocho showed us that treasure isn't just gold or money. Treasure is what you hold dear to you, and more importantly, money cannot replace the things that have sentimental value to you. It's those very life lessons that Oda introduced at a very early stage of One Piece that became the building blocks for what the story would become. And eventually they formed a solid foundation where we could have a boy who started off in a dinghy with no crew, no money, to becoming the sun god who liberates the entire world from 800 years of straight darkness. Now, if that type of story doesn't appeal to you, sure, you can go watch whatever you like. I just know that this type of story has resonated with everyone all over the world. Millions of people have laughed and cried because of this story, and that's just how I feel. You can feel like you can disagree with this. It's up to you. You know, like I said, I love One Piece, and I'm never gonna not love One Piece. It's a big part of my life. But if you disagree, then let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to talk to you guys about it. I know longer videos probably aren't good for my algorithm or good for fast growth, but if I have something I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. So if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to stop anytime soon. Just like Luffy, I have an irrational dream of becoming king of the streamers, king of the content creators. So I'm not going to stop until I achieve that dream. Thank you guys so much for watching. Late developers, see you guys next video.